Hey guys, this is MattiAce, and this is going to be my first beginner's guide for H1Z1, which is a zombie survival game, and I'm playing it in PvP mode here, vanilla. And here you can see the rule sets for the servers I normally play on, which is, I think it's just called vanilla PvP mode. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know all the differences between the servers, but in this particular mode, you can play in both first and third person view. And one of the things you can do is to right click on your shirt like that and shred it. That way you will get one scrap of cloth. Next you can right click on that bundle of gauze and unpack it. You do it the exact same way. Keep in mind that your shirt has to be empty for you to be able to shred it. If you have been running around picking up sticks like I'm doing here, and some of them have ended up in your t-shirt, then you won't be able to shred it until you've emptied it. So now once you picked up a couple of sticks like I just did by pressing the key E, you want to go to the discovery menu by pressing the key tab, and then drag the sticks and the cloth into one of these empty squares and hit discover. Then you will probably want to do the same thing again with the sticks alone, and then again with the cloth alone. So now you have discovered that combining a piece of cloth and a stick will allow you to craft this makeshift bow. The rest of the sticks will serve as wooden arrows. So now, even though I said that you should use the cloth to discover, I didn't actually do it here. But the recipe that you want to discover is the one for a satchel. It's just that I already know that it requires 6 pieces of cloth for that satchel, and I just don't have that yet. So yeah, pick up a couple of extra sticks if you can find it, and then just spam this craft key. You might want to start off with like 15 or 20 depending on your playstyle. So now to begin with, your bow will be tucked away. You press your left mouse button to bring it up like this, and your right mouse button to load the arrow. So now instead of shooting the zombie right away, I walk up to it and I press the key Q. This performs a pushback, and that way you stagger the zombie for a short period of time, making it very easy to land a headshot at very close range. Now, one of the functions in this game that I use a lot is auto run. On my keyboard, this is the key plus, which is above and slightly to the right of the key P. Now, this might vary depending on your language. You can also free look like you saw me just doing there, and to make that happen, you need to hold the key Alt. Now, you need to loot a lot, and on the first car wreck that I see here, I find a backpack. This one will automatically be placed in the right slot by just clicking on it. And if you find and you click on a better backpack, then this better backpack will replace your older backpack. And by better, it means a backpack that can just store more stuff. So while looting here, I found a couple of scrap metals, and that is very useful for crafting. And here you see me actually discovering the recipe for a satchel, which I was talking about earlier. Normally you want to craft this satchel the moment you find 6 pieces of cloth. That is, unless, like in my case here, I found a blue backpack that can store 1,000 bulk. As you can see to the right of its icon here. The craftable satchel only holds 300.
So your minus what? On X?
On my X I'm minus 3,000. No, 2,800 now. Yeah, I'm going your direction. So yeah, what we're talking about here has to do with navigating by using the command /lock. But this is something that I'm going to cover in a separate video shortly. So as I'm making this video, there are quite a lot of items in the game that doesn't really have a function yet. And for the ones of you who didn't know it, this is early access. So basically what every one of us are doing who are playing this game is that we are alpha or beta testing it. I'm not really sure what the definition is of the game right now. I think they call it alpha, but this is way above alpha. I mean, honestly, this game is way better than many finished products. Now you have 4 weapon slots, and the key 1 will bring out your fists, and you can use it to smash boxes like this, so you don't have to wear down any melee weapon that you might be carrying around with. So now some of these boxes will drop wooden plank like this, and they can be used for crafting. So I will show you some of the things that you can do using wooden plank, and for that you need to discover these things. One recipe here is basic check door, and I discovered that by combining a plank like this and a stick like this, and the same two items will also allow you to craft a basic shack. But I'm not too interested in any of these things, so I combine a piece of cloth as well, and now I can craft a bow drill, or at least I got the recipe. I still have to have enough ingredients, and I don't want to do it while being attacked by a wolf. Now by default you have this flashlight with you. Now I never use it, I always just drop it out of my inventory in order to avoid what you saw here. I brought out the the wolf again when I'm trying to heal up. Now you can use the pushback against the wolf as well. Normally you will be attacked by wolves out in the wilderness, and the pushback is not as effective against wolves as it is against the zombies, but it still works decently. Now also keep in mind to check your inventory, and especially in order to easily and quickly find the gauze or the bandages, or later on also the first aid kits. You might be forced to try to heal in a critical situation, and then you don't have time to look through your inventory for too long. So yeah, I decided to craft this bow drill with the recipe that I just discovered, and this will allow me to light a fire. Now one of the recipes that you have by default is bandage, and for one bandage you need 2 scraps of cloth. So now the amount of loot and the kind of loot that you find easily in this game has varied quite a lot depending on the patches, and in my opinion these changes has had a massive impact on the game, and I'm sure this is going to be an ongoing process even long after the game is actually released. Now down in the right side corner you will see my vital signs. You have hydration on top, which is blue, and then you have stamina, energy, and health. So I guess it goes without saying that you need to heal yourself if you take damage, and you need to eat and drink constantly. And you will of course be exhausted if you run or jump or do anything that consumes stamina. And to be honest, I actually think that the only thing that does consume stamina right now is running and jumping. There will probably be a few more things later on. So now you can sort through your inventory by just drag and drop. It's really quite simple, and if you pick up a weapon, that weapon will automatically be put in the first free weapon slot if you have one. Otherwise it will be put in your inventory if you do have enough space. As I'm making this video, there's a lot of loot, I think a little bit more than what is going to be when the game is finished, and with any piece of clothing you can rip it, and you can use the scrap of cloth that you get for, like in my case, I want to make a satchel in order to craft a framed backpack, but first I have to discover and craft the frame for it. So here I'm gathering some extra cloth, and I will use the spare ones for bandages. Now before I continue with more crafting, let me just show you a little bit of melee combat here, and you will quite easily defeat a single zombie like this even without the pushback, but I just want to show you this anyway, and keep in mind, always aim for the head. You can actually get some cloth from the zombies like that, but I just didn't get it this time.
Oh, caravans, yay. I can hide from the zombie and make a bow.
Oh yeah, I found scrap metal. Now I just need clean water. Now I just need a campfire. No wait, I don't even have dirty water. What am I talking about? Yes, I will soon show you what I was talking about, but first I would like to craft this framed backpack, and the framed backpack will allow you to carry 1200 bulk rather than the 1000 of the one that I have right now. Now the satchel that you get from 6 pieces of cloth will allow you to carry 300. So I use the scrap metal, and I discover first I get metal bracket. I don't need it right now. Next thing I get is metal shard. I go to crafting, and I actually craft some metal shards, and now that I've done that, I go back to the discovery section of the menu because I want to discover the recipe for a nail. So yeah, once that recipe has been discovered, I go to the crafting again, and I actually craft some nails.
Probably did I hear someone talking, or was it?
So yeah, I know that I need a couple of sticks in order to craft the backpack frame, and I gather that like this in the woods, and by proning like this, hopefully no more zombie will find me, or even more importantly, hopefully no unfriendly player will see me, because players are far more dangerous than any animals or zombies in this game. Well, except for bears maybe. So yeah, I crafted the backpack frame, and now it's time to craft a satchel, which is the second ingredient that I need in order to make this framed backpack. So now I have a satchel and a backpack frame, and by combining these two in the discovery section here, I will discover framed backpack. So yeah, what happened there was that my framed backpack just replaced the blue backpack, and the blue backpack was too big to fit in the framed backpack, so it just ended outside of my inventory, and I shredded it, and it gave me 4 pieces of cloth. Now, a lot of people actually prefer to be in third-person mode a lot more than I do, even in combat. Like, in combat, I'm always in first-person mode, even when it comes to melee combat. That's just the way I play it. But I think that most players that actually prefer using axes or machetes or whatever in order to fight zombies, they go into third-person mode for that. And purified water. Yes, yes, yes.
Cause he's happy when you're... What is your Z and X now?
I haven't moved. I haven't moved. So here you see me discovering the recipe for improvised compass. And you need a purified water and a metal shard for that. And now look in the top right side of the screen. You see I'm pointing east, south, north, and as I'm sure you've figured out by now, I have a compass. There is a better one, but it's normally quite hard to find, and that one is not craftable. You have to find it. So now the next thing that I will show you here is how to craft a first aid kit. And this is a little bit misplaced because it requires saline that you saw there. And saline is something you craft out of purified water and salt. I just happened to find it there before I crafted it. You and your wolves, huh? You and your wolves. So now, as I'm sure you understand, in a survival game, it's important to make fire. There I found a lighter, and I no longer need the bow drill that I just crafted. Either way, lighting a fire looks exactly the same, or you do it exactly the same, no matter what tool you use, at least in this state of the game. It's just that it takes a lot longer with a bow drill, and the bow drill also takes up a lot more space in your inventory. So if you have a lighter, there's no reason to carry around with a bow drill. You can just toss it away or give it away to somebody. And of course, what is a beginner's guide video without a blackberry juice? And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's important to keep track of your inventory, and I prefer to keep my bandages and my medkits all the way up in top so that I don't have to search for them in combat. So this is the first place that I found that I can make a fire, and I put on some stagnant water there, and a barbecue like this requires either charcoal, I think it's called, or wood in order for you to light it. So luckily I had a few wood sticks. I put some of them in there, and then I'm able to light it. So now a barbecue or a campfire will do a lot when it comes to crafting. You can make purified water from stagnant or dirty water, something that is very useful. You can cook all kinds of food, and one of the things that happens when wood is burning in a barbecue is that the wood turns into charcoal. And the charcoal can also be used for crafting. Combining charcoal with fertilizer that I found earlier will actually allow you to create gunpowder. And that is something you need in order to make mines or IODs. Later on, you're probably going to be able to use gunpowder to make all kinds of fun stuff. But at this point in time, I'm not sure if you can do anything else with gunpowder.
That zombies here, the back of a red building. Oh yeah, I see a blue house that's barricaded.
Okay, I'm in it. Walk to it, I'll see if I hear you. I'll listen for you. I hear something running.
Help, open the door.
I'm not opening for you. There's nobody home. Leave. I'm eating. You have to go around. You have to go around. Yeah.
Barricade here.
Ah!
Hey, put your hand up.
Yeah. I surrender.
Scared me, but yeah.
What? I haven't searched this fucking place yet. I was waiting for you. Here's a framed backpack. What was in here?
A handgun?
Oh yeah, take it. Here's your backpack.
Yeah, I have the gun now. You listen to me.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You don't need to know. It's okay. Red helmet, that's good.
Yeah, I have a red one. Oh yeah, there was a white one here somewhere. I was just going. Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red is good. Let's go. Just go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Your stuff.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Houses that you already checked.
I don't remember because I was only thinking about what I was going to say with my tutorial. So yeah, a friend of mine, Joni, kept me company while I was recording the footage for this tutorial, and I was basically finished when we met up. Hey, look, you have a friend. You have a friend.
Oh, what?
Did you punch me? So yeah, before I end this little beginner's guide, I just want to show you another fun little recipe called swizzle. It seems like not all that many people know about it yet. And just like, for example, coffee or the meat from various animals, it requires that you cook it. And for a long time I didn't even care about those red and white pills, but then I accidentally just realized that I could discover something with it. And I stumbled upon this recipe. I'll just... Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sprint, sprint, as fast as you can. Are you sprinting?
Yeah.
Are you sprinting as fast as you can?
Yeah.
Why can't you catch up then? Fucking slow. You're so fucking slow, man.
What do you... No, you have... Oh, I know what you got. Oh, bitch. You son of a bitch. Throw a fucking arrow in your knee so you can't run anymore.
So yes, this video is meant to help new players get into the game H1Z1, a game that I am enjoying far more than I could ever imagine. I just can't stop playing. And the very last thing I want to show you before this video ends is one of the ways that you can collect water. And in this case it becomes dirty water, it can also become stagnant water. And you can do this either at a well that I did, or just in the rain, or next to a lake or a river. What you need is an empty bottle, and then you click use on that empty bottle, and you need to do that in the vicinity of water. So yeah, I would say thank you all for watching, and bye for now. You want the last purified water?